Welcome to Know It All, a place to connect with researchers to answer all questions on health, science, technology, business, culture, and more. This episode on What Do We Know About Pluto for You by Sarai. In this topic, Know It All will answer: what do we know about Pluto? Is Pluto a planet? What are some key facts the debate about Pluto's planetary status? What is some of NASA's research on Pluto? Pluto has been a topic of debate since its discovery in 1930. Scientists have long argued over whether or not Pluto should be considered an official planet, and while it was briefly deemed one by astronomers back then, the International Astronomical Union, IAU, officially reclassified it as a dwarf planet in 2006, much to the chagrin of several scientists who still believe that Pluto deserves full planetary status. So what do we know about this small celestial body? At 3 billion miles away from Earth on average, with an orbit that is highly elliptical compared to other planets in our solar system, understanding exactly how far away and how fast it moves can be difficult for even experienced astrophysicists. That being said, there are some basic facts to be shared for a discussion on Pluto. It's incredibly cold. Temperatures range between roughly -387 degrees Fahrenheit during perihelion, its closest approach towards the Sun, up to approximately -369 degrees Fahrenheit at aphelion, when furthest from the Sun. The extreme temperature variation makes studying any atmospheric activity especially challenging, although recent studies suggest that methane gas may exist near its surface due to solar radiation breaking apart molecules into their component parts. But more research needs to be done before confirming those findings definitively. Its diameter ranges somewhere between 1/6 and 2 th/3 rds of Earth's moon, depending upon where each object currently resides along their respective orbits around the Sun. This means if you were standing on top of another world like ours, you could see two moons orbiting side by side without any telescope assistance required. Pluto also shares many similarities with asteroids and comets. They both have an irregular shapely form factor which is caused by gravitational pull exerted onto them both over time. They also both lack traditional ring systems found on most larger bodies throughout the universe, including Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, etc. However, Pluto lacks a solid core typical of these objects altogether, meaning composition made of various frozen gases, dust particles, rock fragments, and ice crystals are all of varying sizes, density, and concentrations, respectively. For years, there has been a heated debate over whether or not Pluto is actually a planet. The argument dates back to its discovery in 1930 by astronomer Clyde Tombaugh and continues today despite the International Astronomical Union's, IAU, 2006 decision that it was no longer considered one of our solar system's 9 planets. Proponents for Pluto being classified as an official planet cite several reasons why it should be included in the list of planetary bodies orbiting around our Sun. Firstly, they argue that this small icy world fits all of the scientific criteria that has been used historically to define what makes up a planet. Secondly, they point out how other celestial objects such as Ceres were once considered asteroids but later reclassified into dwarf planets after more detailed analysis. So too could happen with Pluto if further research revealed new information about its characteristics which made it eligible for full-fledged planethood again. Finally, some proponents mention public opinion polls showing strong support among non-scientists wanting this distant body restored onto their school textbooks, officially listed alongside Mercury through Neptune once more. However, opponents counter these arguments, stating primarily how current astronomical standards are much stricter than those employed during earlier eras when many large moons like Titan or Ganymede would have easily qualified as separate planets under older definitions, thus making any comparison between past designations irrelevant now. They also remind us about IAU's resolution from 2006 outlining specific conditions required before something can qualify itself as a planet. Unless we redefine these guidelines, then even continued study won't change existing results either way. At present time, the verdict still remains inconclusive, although both sides do agree upon one thing: regardless of whether someone labels themselves as pro or anti, everyone does recognize Pluto's significance within modern astronomy, due largely thanks to New Horizons' flyby mission revealing remarkable details regarding composition and topography along surface features previously unseen until recently. Pluto has 5 moons of various sizes and shapes that orbit around it in the outer reaches of our solar system. The first four moons were discovered between 2005 and 2012 by astronomers using Hubble telescope images. Charon, the largest moon, Nix, Hydra, and Kerberos are all named after figures from Greek mythology associated with Pluto. The fifth moon was spotted more recently in July 2019 by scientists at the SETI Institute who used artificial intelligence algorithms on data collected over several years during their mission called Outer Solar System Origins Survey, or OSIRIS-REx for short, thus earning itself an Egyptian name, Styx. Charon is believed to have been formed when two smaller objects collided into each other billions of years ago, whereas the others may have originally been part of another larger body before being captured by Pluto's gravitational pull. Each one orbits Pluto differently depending upon its unique characteristics, including distance from Pluto's center mass along with rotation speed plus orbital period, which can range anywhere from 5 days up to almost 52 days. These fascinating little icy bodies provide us with insight into how planets form within our vast universe while also offering clues about what lies beyond Earth's atmosphere, something no human will ever experience firsthand unless we find some way to travel there someday soon. In its first mission to explore the outer reaches of our solar system, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft has revealed stunning new evidence that suggests Pluto may be an active and geologically evolving world. The data sent back from New Horizons shows that there are vast regions in which nitrogen appears to have recently been deposited by glacial flows, with some patches still actively moving across the surface today. This indicates recent geological activity, something never before seen so far into space. The research also reveals mountains several miles high composed of water, ice, as well as craters littered with icy boulders likely delivered by cometary impacts billions of years ago, all suggesting ongoing processes at work shaping this distant celestial body. In addition, scientists found signs indicating possible cryovolcanism or plumes erupting onto Pluto's frigid surface due to internal heat generated within its core, another indication for potential current-day activity taking place on such a small rocky dwarf planet located so deep inside our solar system beyond Neptune. Further studies will need to take place in order to determine definitively if what we see now truly confirms any sort of present-day geological evolution occurring. However, these initial results indicate exciting possibilities while further broadening humanity's understanding about worlds outside Earth and just how diverse they can be even when they are millions upon millions of kilometers away. Thank you for listening. For more answers to questions on health, science, technology, business, culture, and more, don't forget to subscribe to Know It All.